Hello and welcome back to that Dubai Hills podcast, where we are going to be discussing everything about the market. I'm here with Nathan and George. First, I would just like to touch on, as a business last month, what an extraordinary month we had and how many units we managed to sell, not just in the Dubai Hills team. I think as a business, we managed to sell 49 units, which is our most so far. So moving on to the market, obviously as a business, we done really, really well. It was our personal best last month. But everything else to do with the market, we get asked a dozen questions every single day. How's the market? How's the market? How's the market? How is the market?
I think it's good, to be fair. We've got quite a lot of buyers, haven't we? But obviously it's the stock issue still coming in. We're getting, the issues are stock issues, and then like sellers just not being realistic with pricing. Those two issues, which is always going to be the case, but once those two issues sort themselves out, then we'll be able to do a lot more deals in the communities.
Do you know one of the ways to measure how good the market is to see how in demand rental properties are? If rental properties are high in demand and the market is shifting upwards on the rental market, you know that people are moving to the country. And then it follows on to the sales market. And currently, to be totally honest, I do think the market for rent is slowing down.
Yeah, definitely. I think as well, if you look at the likes of Maple and Sidra, a 3-bed Maple now has been at 200 to 220 for quite some time.
It has.
Yeah, and then if you look at what's handed over, you've got Elan and Talal Al Gaff.
Yeah.
Probably the most comparable villa right now to a Maple.
Yeah.
3 beds in there for 175.
Yeah.
So is it that people are looking at other communities because the rental's so high in Dubai Hills, or?
I think about a year ago, 18 months ago, well, let's take it back to COVID times. What you had was people living in apartments, moving to villas because people wanted more space. Whether they want to put an office in, people were having children more, and they moved to villas. And I predicted 18 months ago that everyone's moving to villas now. Yeah, it's going to be great. But then soon people are going to think, hang on a minute, I can live in downtown near the Burj Khalifa with all the tourist attractions and the facilities and things like that for half the price in a nice apartment. So I think that people are starting to think, do we really need a villa, or can I just go and live in Marina or downtown or on a palm for half the price and go and live in an apartment? I think there's a bit of that going on as well.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I think people are seeing how, especially if they buy in COVID, you know, if you imagine someone bought an E1 in Sidra for 2.8, 2.6,
yeah,
and then they're now being told they could get, 5.5, 5.6 for their E1. Chances are they are going to sell, especially if they don't need the space and they could move somewhere like downtown or the Palm or something like that and get an apartment. Then I think it would be a lot more attractive to buyers, to be honest. So sorry to sellers.
Yeah, I think no matter what, vacant stock is always going to sell, isn't it? If you've got vacant properties or vacant on transfer, and one of the things that we always say in this business, it's either rented or it's going to be vacant. There's nothing to do with notices no more. You know, we used to basically say, if you've got a property and it's got a 7th-month notice on it, it seemed more attractive to buyers, didn't it? Because the tenants had to move out. But as court cases have gone through and people have become a lot more knowledgeable, it now seems it's actually attributed to that specific owner, isn't it? So if they sell it to somebody else, that notice is now done away with and they need to reserve a new notice.
Yeah, or obviously you can give them compensation to leave as well, which is, I know what Nathan does quite a lot with his apartments and things like that. So that's another opportunity, but it's hard negotiating the fees on that, isn't it? Like calculating what's right and what's going to get the deal done. But
yeah, in terms of supply at the moment, there is a lot of property launches. There's been a lot of apartment launches, and now we're starting to see some villa launches as well, aren't we? The only one which we're really seeing hand over is Strada Al Gaff. But in terms of property launches and stuff which is 3-4 years away, you still can't live in that sort of stuff. So it's honestly speaking, I do think in maybe around 2025, 6, I think you're going to get a lot of people looking to sell because you're going to get a lot of payments. A lot of payment plans are going to be coming up, where the payments are going to be due on handover. These payment plans now, they're quite heavy, aren't they? The short and the during construction. And I think no matter whether you came from Russia or Europe or wherever you've came from, when them payments do start coming thick and fast and you think, I need to sell it, there's going to be a lot of stock come on the market in 2026, I think.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be good for us though. Do you know what I mean? If there's a lot of stock coming on and still buyers coming through, then hopefully those buyers will be a bit more motivated to sell at the the realistic price.
I think that's important, though, what you said there, the realistic price, because we are seeing a lot of people now who have bought off plan. They automatically assume, I want to sell this for a big premium. And realistically, are they? Okay, yeah, we're seeing maybe 10%, 15, 20%, but there's a lot of stock on the market which is massively overpriced. And that even goes to ready stock. Like, there's E1s in Sidra now who are asking 6.5 million.
Yeah.
They're not really serious to sell because it's going to sit on the market.
Yeah.
There's units in Golf Suites which have sold at 15% premium or 20% almost, where people have paid 1.6 and now they're selling at 2 million.
But they've waited for 3 years to get that premium. The only way, and a bit of advice for anybody who's looking to buy a property off plan, the only way, or there's two ways to do off plan. You buy in the first phase of a development. You buy the first units where the prices tend to be a little bit lower, and there tends to be, not so much. You don't really know what you're buying. You know what I mean? Like, they try and pull you in with the lower prices. You'd either buy it low priced and sell it within the first few months, 6 months maybe, possibly a year. But yeah, first 6 months when there's a lot of marketing going on and stuff like that, and you can get it sold, or you buy it and you wait till handover. So try and buy like 12 months before handover. And the reason for that is you're buying with cash, and then all of the mortgage buyers come into play at handover, and the price, the demand doubles or even triples in the secondary market for something at handover, doesn't it? So there's only two ways to really do off plan for me. Yeah, and what we're seeing a lot more of in the market now is people actually doing renovations. Yeah. So I was watching a podcast a couple of days ago where this guy who sells palaces, he said, in his opinion, what sells houses and big multi-million-dollar listings for him is kitchens and bathrooms. Yeah. So a lot of people here now in the market in Dubai Hills, especially, they're seeing, basic kitchens and basic bathrooms, ripping them out, doing some upgrades to the property, putting a pool in, and that will also help them get the premium they're looking for. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, kitchens and bathrooms. What else is left of a property, really? Walls and floors.
Correct. Yeah.
That's where the expensive stuff as well.
Yeah, I suppose.
Well, there does seem to be a lot of people redeveloping at the moment, no matter whether it's in Dubai Hills, in the apartment areas, in Al Barari, Jumeirah Golf Estates, District 1. And that stock's going to come to the markets as well. Do you know what I mean? If you're, the Palm and Dubai Hills, I think there's a lot of projects going on, and Al Barari as well. A lot of projects going on, and they're all going to come to the market in 6, 12, 18 months. You're going to get a lot of renovated, modern, contemporary villas come to the market in the next 6 to 18 months. So
Golf Place is another one. For.
Yeah.
If you look at Golf Place now, if you drive in, there's at least 10 villas in a row, all getting ripped out, all getting renovated.
Yeah.
Are we going to see the same happen with Golf Place 2, which is, due for handover? Yeah. Probably the next villa community in Dubai Hills, well, it is to hand over. So are we going to see a lot of renovations there? Probably yes.
Yeah.
I feel like that's where the money is for me. If you can get something off plan nice and early, handover approaches, put a little bit of cash into it, do a bit of renovation work, you're going to get a higher premium.
Yeah, there's another way to do, and this is how I advise my clients. If you buy, let's say you take a 2-bedroom apartment in downtown for 3 million, and that's market price at that time, and you're going to redevelop and upgrade it. It might take you 3 or 4 months to upgrade and renovate it, which the market should have gone up a little bit. Then what you should do is you should furnish it, stage it. I don't know what the actual figures are, but staging, typically you can get a higher premium just by staging a property, because it gets people's emotions going. If you walk into an empty property with no furniture, there's no emotions there, is there? But if it's got all nice art on the walls and, furniture and things like that, it gets people going. People are more attracted to the property. So you get it staged, but you can also do an Airbnb model while you're trying to sell it, and that'll bring in some cash flow as well. So you get a premium because the market's gone up. You get a premium because you've staged it, but you also get a premium because you've upgraded and renovated. You've changed them kitchens and bathrooms. So that's a thing that a lot of people are doing, and what I advise my clients to do. Last month, what did we sell?
Sold quite a lot, didn't we? Sidra especially, speaking about the realistic prices, we did well in Sidra for sales. We sold the E5 for 9.5. We sold that E3 for 6.3.
6.3, yeah.
Yeah, and then we sold the E1 for 5.4. I think they're realistic prices for all of them. I don't think any of them will struggle with valuations when it comes round to it.
Going across to Maple, we done
well Maple
3-bed Maple Park back in at 3.6. We done 4-bed Maple back in Green Strip, corner unit at 4 0.25. We've done the 4-bed middle maple at 4 million.
Yeah.
Back in Greenship as well. We've done golf suites 2-bed, 2.3 million. Big premium compared to what they paid for off plan. I think off plan they would have paid about 1.67 million. Sold it at 2.3. So yeah, what was
Club
good?
Villa.
Club Villa, yeah.
Club Villa, what price that got? 8.1?
8.2, wasn't it?
Was it?
Very
Sure,
good
no, it was
price.
8.1, I think.
Yeah, very good. Regardless, 8 million, 8.1, 8.2, 8.3. Regardless, very good price.
There was a couple of collectives as well, I think.
Yeah.
Collectives.
Yeah.
So there is transactions in Dubai Hills, but I feel like we just need to educate sellers more on what the price actually is in the market.
Yeah.
Okay, we know you want to get a little bit more for your property. We understand that. It's yours. You're emotionally attached to it. But we also need to be realistic because, like I said earlier, these E1s coming to the market at 6.5 million. It's a joke.
Well, unless it's completely upgraded and
Yeah,
renovated.
true.
You know what I mean?
But when you're seeing standard units come to the market,
yeah.
standard units coming to the market at upgraded unit prices is a joke.
Yeah, no, I agree. What else is going on in Dubai Hills at the moment? There's a couple of new businesses. I noticed Right Bite in the business park, so I think that'll speed up the times on Deliveroo, and you can also obviously sit in. There's the Korean barbecue place, and there's also a Russian place coming in called Duo Gastro Bar, and I think both of them are going to be licensed.
There's also as well the farmhouse, is it called, which is the smaller building offset of Dubai Hills Business Park. Tanya's Tea House, I think we spoke about last time.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot happening. Which is good though to see, right?
Yeah.
It's what attracts buyers to Dubai Hills. You don't need to leave Dubai Hills. You've got the mall, the schools there, gyms. You've got the hospital. You don't really need to go anywhere, which is why the market is so good here. But yeah, that's pretty much it, really.
Yeah. Cool. That's us.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching, everybody, and we will see you next month.